All right, guys, welcome to the semifinals. The group stages are done. North America is gone. It's all Europe, and we're going to start things off with a game and a rivalry that's been brewing throughout the season, throughout the summer specifically. It's TQM versus Fnatic, Sweden versus Denmark, and it's Fnatic that have to play from the lower bracket. They come into this one slightly on the back foot, having been dropped down by Envious earlier in the tournament. Without further ado, let's interview them straight out of Compton. It's Fnatic. I love it. I love it. Sure, yeah, we can do that. But you still gotta go to my right. Oh, yeah. I love this. I love this. The gangsters are behind me. Like, if I say one wrong word right now, it's like game over. How you guys feeling going into this semi?
Like G's.
Like G's. Straight up G's. I don't even know if we need to do the rest of the interview at this point. Do you guys feel good that you got a bit of a warm-up in this morning by playing that lower bracket game, that decider game?
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna happen. Do you want to say anything at all?
No.
All right, bro. Keep it real gangster then. Keep it real gangster. All right. Good luck to Fnatic. The guys from Compton looking focused in this one for sure. Probably the best interview of the weekend. Crims is gangster as they come. I've got all kinds of questions about that, hence why these guys, much like Prince, are now the symbol in my mind. Give it up for Quest Denmark. Oh, God. The war cries are real. Am I talking to all of you, or are we going to do this with Device? Let's do it with Device.
I will interview today because, as you might have noticed, Cajun isn't like really good at English. So you're going to ask him a question. I'm going to translate it for him.
All right, Cajun B, you switched positions in train. Is that a result of Kerrigan perhaps not pulling his weight in that position? Oh, he's actually going to.
Okay, I'm just going to say. Det han siger, det er, at han spørger om vi har problemer på holdet på train, om du har følt dig rigtig dårlig, om du er derfor vi har skiftet.
Nej, det er mere det fordi at vi føler at vi prøver noget nyt. Vi har stået meget fast på DOS 2, så det er sådan set en grund for at prøve noget nyt.
What he's saying is that the question is pretty stupid, and he feels very offended. So yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a troll. All right, let's get real though. You guys are coming in today. This is your first game of the day. You do go against Fnatic. You haven't played them in this tournament, but you guys have been pretty back and forth. New roster, pretty solid. What do you guys think of your chances, Cajun B?
Det han spørger om, det er, hvilken energidrik kan du bedst lide?
Jeg elsker Red Bull. Det er mega godt, altså. Har du fået den?
Okay, so he's saying is he prefers Red Bull above like every other energy drink, not Monster.
Wow. Is that a direct reference perhaps to their sponsorship? Let's get a real question in here. Does Cajun B eat Cajun burritos?
Det han spørger om, det er om du spiser burritoer, eller om du spiser tortilla.
Ja, tortilla, det er klart det bedste, jeg ved. Altså, fuck, jeg er ikke fuck burrito.
Okay, he likes tortillas.
Oh, well, I had a burrito for lunch. I don't know if it was a Cajun burrito or not. But guys, I can't do this any longer. This is the only thing in my head right now. I'm going to wish you guys the best of luck. You guys can jump on your PCs and get ready to play an awesome game. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun, I have to say. I'm glad both those teams brought some personality for you guys. And, of course, we've got some good personalities to perhaps be a little more clear and decisive about the game. And they've G'd up as well on that couch. Alex, bro, I don't even know what to call you at this point. The machine from Compton.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Counter-Strike desk.
Hey, what's good, bro?
What's good, man? What's good, man? How you doing? How's everyone doing today? Golden. What happened to us? I have no idea what happened. Like, this is just...
What do you mean, bro? What you fronting about over there, player?
I think we need to discuss how this hat doesn't fit my head. I think that's probably the primary discussion we should be having here before semi-final
Jason,
number one.
You were scared of the makeup artist. You didn't want to ruin your hair. That's the best part about it. You were scared of the makeup artist.
Yeah, because Mama Rosa, the makeup artist, is gonna have me.
That's how you run him, bro.
You rocking that?
I am.
You rocking that, man?
You run it.
Yeah. He runs Compton. We're just his like sidemen.
You know.
We've got a semi-final to talk about. It's going to be a fantastic game. There's no doubt about it. We've got ourselves TQM, of course. Team. Have you seen what they did, by the way? Quest Denmark.
I seen it.
I like that. That works. I seen it. Up against Fnatic. It's going to be an awesome game. Initial thoughts, then, Jason. Or what's your name? You need a gangster name.
J-Dog.
Yeah,
sure.
J-Dog.
Just the easiest
Creamy,
of all.
obviously.
Except no, it's gangster, so it's like
That is the most un-gangster name.
It's K-R-E-E-M and then a capital E. Creamy.
Perfect.
There we go.
Initial thoughts. I mean, TQM, they were saying they were having the work eyes go on at the start during the setup again, and that's like the scary thing coming into this. Is they, they came in yesterday, they were loose, they were having fun, and they just steamrolled people.
It's all about being loose and having fun, don't you think? Don't you think? Fifth. I've got nothing. Give me something. Give me a gangster name.
Fiffy's pretty out there already.
Fiffy?
I mean, the
That's
thing
that is the worst gangster
What do
name.
you mean? The more feminine it is.
What do they call you on the street? Fifth.
I don't have a name, bro.
What is that?
I live on the streets. I know this area, bro. And I know that Fnatic they might have had some issues.
Might have had some issues?
Yeah.
In what
But
way?
they've been preparing for this shizness. Up
Right.
all in this B, which is XTSM.
Okay, so you're telling me that Fnatic may have looked a little weaker earlier on, but that's because most of their preparation was... And at one point you even said that some of their vetoes earlier on were actually just because they didn't want to show something to their later opponent like TQM. That's legit.
Damn
For
straight.
real. For real, man. That's legit. Sean, or as I call you, Sean G.
My boy's Scaries right here.
Scary.
Scary.
Bro, you scary.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, Fnatic's about to come in here. Pop, pop. Yeah. Pop,
the-
pop.
No, it wasn't. It was pop, pop. But legitimately, come on, Sean.
No,
Let's do
yeah.
some analysis. You thinking this is all good for Fnatic?
No, this is good for Fnatic, yeah. They've always had pretty good standings when they play TQM. They're very good at getting trade kills, entering the bomb sites as Ts, and they're always locked down as CT, no matter who they play, so it's a good matchup for them.
One of the points Anders made before he disappeared off to the casting desk was that he thinks the veto is going to play a huge part in this matchup. What do you kind of have to say about that one?
Yeah, I mean, it always plays a big part, but I mean, you can hear, I don't know if you guys can hear him sing, but they're going at it.
What is that?
The real thing is, the real gangster in this matchup is Zipnix.
Yeah,
if he
for
comes
sure.
to play again,
I can't even focus.
What is it?
Wait,
we've descended
so
into
There's something in the water in Burbank right now, that's for sure.
There is no water in Burbank.
Yeah, not right now.
one thing I would say though, Alex,
Yo.
if this was a few months ago, I would give this win to XTSM, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? But now they've been looking shaky. Fnatic, this or 5-Up Masters, and then this event as well, a little bit shaky. So I think it's not probably going to be the best game we've ever seen. But these two teams go well together. XTSM has always been that kind of kryptonite to the old Fnatic roster. Now they have the latest addition of Dennis, have some more firepower. Pew pew.
I'm just going to push off that. You're talking about Dennis. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you're someone that can kind of talk a lot more about Dennis than most of us. What do you think about the addition of him to Fnatic?
I mean, they've always said they wanted
Fella
more
Swede.
firepower, and then with the addition of Dennis used to be. I'm so confused right now.
Too.
Are they laughing because are laughing for you? Looks like you have a condom on your head, Moses. What's going on right
I
now?
feel like I need to conform, but I don't want to get in
Oh,
trouble.
jeez.
But yeah, like Dennis before in LGB, best player by far.
Right.
This is obviously before Olfmeister and Creams
Yeah.
got to join Fnatic. They became the players who they are today.
Oh,
But Dennis was
invading
always
the
the
shop.
little, the standout player to me in that roster, and then you move him over to Fnatic instead of Pronax. Obviously, Flush is calling now again, and yeah, they do have more firepower, but I think that they've been lacking a little bit of team play as of late. You know, Pronax was like kind of a little of a pillar. Yeah, it wasn't a mad fragger that Dennis is, right? But I never actually felt that Fnatic needed more firepower. They had plenty of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think actually with Pronax leaving, I think they're going to have issues at times really adjusting to different playstyles. If they get stuck, if whatever their game plan comes in and it's not working, I think that's when they're going to start struggling, because you could see when Pronax was on this team, they were deadly when they played slow, they were deadly when they played fast, you know, every facet of the game, and I think that, you know, that switch to a different style might really get thrown off.
Just coming back to the point that the fifth made earlier to you, Sean, was about, you know, how the TQM of 3 months ago, this would have been quite a clear-cut win in his books for them. But like, what's this What's your thoughts on this whole rise and fall of exactly the same roster? Like this has happened to VP, now it's happened to TQM.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily anything different with the roster. And when I said that Fnatic has a pretty good standing recently with TQM, I mean when they started changing the maps they want to play against them. When they played TQM on an overpass, which is a huge mistake they kept making when TQM kept playing them, TQM dominates them on that map. Mirage, TQM used to win most of those engagements, and now you see Fnatic winning most of those Mirage engagements between the two teams. So that's a huge shift that they don't play overpass anymore, and they're now winning the Mirage battles. So Inferno's still 50-50, and Dust 2 is 50-50, because Fnatic at this point is caught up to TQM on Dust 2.
Well,
so.
you've led us nicely into maps, so I mean, what's your thoughts when you see what's been going down? Immediately Overpass was taken away by
combo
Fnatic.
sounds no surprise at all from TQM.
No, kind of
I can't even
explain your
see.
answer. What did we just say? It's because you've got a hat over your
I
eyes,
mean, it's
bro.
this thing. I've never actually had this position before. It's like weird. I can't even lay down here.
Bro,
Ganks just don't have
Please
eyes.
just spread yourself out.
Just I mean, I can think about, what kind of maps we're talking about, bro.
Bro.
Can't really see the maps, though.
Come on, Inferno, Mirage as the picks. I mean, Fnatic have been kind of sitting on Inferno for a while, right?
I'm actually surprised that TQM picked Mirage. Didn't Fnatic recently take them out on Mirage at Fragment Masters?
I still just love how much lack of confidence TQM has on Train.
Or not? It wasn't Fragment. It was
What do you mean? It was Fnatic that beat
well, yeah,
Train.
but they could have picked
face
it.
it.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I almost think you pick that because Fnatic is very, very good on Mirage. You pick Train, you know, you just destroyed Navi on it.
Yeah, I definitely would have been more comfortable with them picking Train right there for that pick. I could definitely see this going 3 maps. So
I want to pick TQM in this best of 3, but like these maps, I feel like just favor Fnatic. I mean, I've always talked about, I think TQM is the best Dust 2 team in the world, but they still lose it so frequently.
Yeah.
Like theoretically wise in Counter-Strike, they're so good on it, but they keep dropping the ball.
yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of worries me definitely that if that's the 3rd map, like they're despite being good on it, it's not a very big confidence.
What about you,
going
50
into the
Cent?
last match.
No, I mean, I kind of agree with the Train there. I would have loved to see Train because for Fnatic, I actually, when they had Pronax, Train was a really good map for them. All of Mice was great on that map. Pushing down T-Connector just by Speedway, just taking control of that every single round. You saw that again and again. And then now you see the Veto instead. And I mean, I think it's going to be a really good best of 3 though. I think that
is it
will
going to
actually
be a best of 3?
Yeah, I think it's going to go to a best of 3 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a great 3-mapper, absolutely no
Which
questions
map
asked.
do you have TQM taking? Or is that part of the the prediction process? You want to say
No,
that,
no,
Tyler?
I'll allow it.
I think they can actually take both Inferno and Mirage.
Okay, so
It's gonna be a toss up to me. It all depends on Fnatic's mood, I'd say.
Okay.
so your prediction for map 1, pushing you for it?
It was Inferno, right? Map 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that to TSM actually.
Wow, so Fnatic's
sorry,
pick. Fnatic,
TQM. Yeah.
Fnatic's pick, and you're going for TQM.
Yeah.
Jason, you kind of you feeling his vibe, bruh? He hates me so much. Really does.
I'll
Preach,
go with
gangster.
the. I'll go TQM as well on that one. I'll take
Wow. Okay, belief. And Sean, you've kind of criticized TQM, suggesting that this is not the same TQM as 3 months ago. You agreed with Fifth Laren on that.
Yeah, but
You think they can take it?
whack. I'm going Fnatic all the way here. Because
Oh yeah. Damn straight, son.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Don't roll
Damn
up
straight.
on me with that look.
Hey.
Sean is like really good at this, like
we'll have a talk later,
disturbingly
bro.
good at being G.
I'll see you later, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So from all of us at the gangster, I mean, what's a gangster way to call a couch? The sitter.
Couch? Gangsters don't have couches, bruh. They live on the streets.
All right, well, look, feet up, boys. We're going into map 1 of this best of 3. It is going to be a spectacle. There's no question about it. Fnatic, TQM, and your casting pair for this one. Who else? It's Anders and Semler. Take it away, you deuces.
All right, and we're back from what is undoubtedly the widest broadcast segment in all of esports history. Thank you very much.
I don't know if gangsters say bra that much, man. That sounds like much more of a surfer boy sort of thing to me, but okay then.
I mean, the real question is, do they realize that Compton is literally not that far away? Oh, God. We do have JW and the rest of them here on Fnatic up against Team question mark, as people have been saying, questionable, question mark, TQM. A lot of names coming out of out of this this one sort of a little bit of indecisiveness about the team or the organization they're going to be joining. Inferno is up first, and there was a little bit of a mixed feeling on the desk. What do you make of it? Fnatic picked this map. Are they also going to win it?
I don't think so, Anders. I'm going to side with Quest and Mark on this one. I think that they are going. If times get rough, and Fifth hit it, right? If time gets rough, I don't know if Fnatic are going to be able to pull through, whereas on Question Mark's side, they've got a leader, they've got Kerrigan, they've got experience, and they've got a system, whereas for Fnatic, it just seems a lot more random to me, much more reliant on just hard fragging. So if fragging isn't there, are they going to be able to grind out rounds? That's the question. At least Fnatic will be able to get the start that they want, so they could go over to that CT side, get the air quotes easier side to start with, and put some pressure on Question Mark here to begin.
The Fnatic is getting a little bit fired up as well. I saw Dennis there just, clenching his fists and doing a bit of a shout towards TQM. So, yeah, everyone is in a good mood here for this best-of-3 game. You're siding with the Danish side here. I mean, I don't know. The way that Crims has been playing lately, they get to start CT side as well, and Olofmeister.
Crims
so
and
how
Olof,
won
man.
this one?
I mean, they're still one of the very best B defensive duos out there, no doubt about it. And what's crazy is that we've learned that Crims doesn't even want to play B site, bro. He wants to play up in apartments. So it's like they're keeping him on B because he's just that good. And really, he is one of the very best on the B site. So we'll have to see how Question Mark decide to handle that, if they want to go towards the B site to start, or if they want to go and test the A site defense. And there is already a little bit of a shift here. What is this? Olofmeister going towards A mid with the USP, and he is lethal with the pistol. So maybe just looking for a headshot to start.
Oh, this is a bold move here from Fnatic. I mean, if they get the early pick, I mean, right now they're at least forcing TQM to waste a little bit of time here. But they are going to group up, and the Glocks are actually going to come out, even at range. And Olofmeister here going pretty low on health early on. So a little bit of time wasted, but also a little bit of damage being put into Crims and Olof both.
Yeah, actually, that's not going to help things here. And now they still have some nades. They have a flash and a smoke. Smoke could be used to block off CT spawn over here on B site, where Flush is currently playing. And then Crims being so low on the site, he really wouldn't have much time to live, basically. They'd just swarm him down, Question Mark. But at least at the 50-second mark, it looks like Question Mark want to head towards the A site. And yeah, there's the smoke going out, blocking off. Well, they're actually setting up to block off long. It's going to be a short wrap.
Yeah, this is very unorthodox. Nice opening. Sit gonna be taking down Olof in the pit. JW in a lot of trouble, and he's not gonna make it out. Neither will Dennis. They both dropped to Kerrigan there, and Crims and Flusher. It's one of those calls where, like, what could you possibly do at this point in time? Nice jump in as well from Dupree. The fact that he catches the arch of the doorway means that the sort of the arc of his jump is capped, so he's not airborne for as long, and he just gets right in there. It's a bit of a cheeky move if you want to make yourself a bit unpredictable. Crims, well, not a lot he could do right here.
Yeah, scary moment for Crims. That flash completely ineffective, but he's so low on HP. They just go charging through, and Device will pick up a kill. Nearly a team ace. Kerrigan getting 2 frags in the pistol. Everybody else, apart from Cajun, really getting a piece of the action here. But yeah, JW tried to do the best that he could, but there's just too many bodies. Both of these teams are so very good on the T side of just running in as a unit, as a group. And so there's just 2-3 guys with pistols facing you every time you take a peek, and one of them is going to hit that headshot, as we saw right there. So everything going according to plan here for Question Mark to start. And now this is what I'm talking about, that rough start for Fnatic. Are they going to be able to keep their cool and just grind rounds once they get to buy rifles?
Well, they have been known in the past to be one of these teams that will try and pick up these rounds. Just like Envy, they had a history of being very good with the CSAT 75. I feel like Envy sort of pulled ahead in these statistics, right? They win more of these follow-up rounds. I think that Fnatic still have got it in them, and JW with the Max 7 as well. It could be a quick way for the Swedish side to get back into the game early on here, see if they can pick something up. Flusher playing the archway, he's going to spot a couple of people. Dennis on the other side. If Flusher had put in that flashbang or that grenade, maybe that could have actually resulted in something, but Dennis is still waiting.
Yeah, this is just Question Mark. So, yeah, exactly, some confusion in the ranks. They're putting a focus on mid. Dennis is going to peek. He nearly gets a second kill. Dupree just barely far enough away to avoid the one-shot kill. And Device takes a bullet to the face of Top Banana as well. Crims has already rotated to this B site. It's a 3-on-3, but both Dupree and Device being so low really isn't going to help things here for Question Mark. And Device figures that out as Crims peeks out from construction and removes him from the map. So with 30 seconds left, they're actually going to rotate back to A. And this is based off of Dupree holding his own in mid, taking out JW.
Oh, you're exactly right. The good news is that it's Sip who's got, you know, almost 90 health left here, and he's been so good recently. So to have him left alive here with the armor, with the rifle and everything else, definitely not a bad sign. They're going to put the bomb down inside the site here. Means Dupree can still help out, and they don't have any grenades apart from the smoke here on Flusha to try and get Dupree zoned out of this 2v2, which is what they need. They also don't have a defuse kit currently picked up, so time is running quite heavily against them.
Yeah, and it immediately goes down to block off pit. Really smart choice here from Flusha. It's a likely spot the question mark would try and hold from. And so now it comes down to them just wrapping onto this site, looking to take out the man who's defending on the site itself. And Xyp9x finds a lucky headshot, just spraying full on. He gets Crims, and now it will be down to Dupree and Flusha both. And Flusha thinking, I just don't have the time. He doesn't have a kit, and the headshot is there from Dupree as well, so he won't even live through to save that AK. Fantastic job from Fnatic, though, to make it a very expensive round for question mark. That's really not going to inspire confidence on the Danish side if they've lost so many rifles just versus CZs and armor.
Yeah, but the Fnatic don't feel that bold either. This is one of those things where I would almost sort of wonder if Envy would just try and go for it, just because, yeah, I mean, you've done so much damage. If you do it one more time, maybe you make it work. Not going to be for Fnatic, though, and it would be a big risk to run. I would pretty question that a little bit. Nice boost here to look over the fountain inside of the B-bomb site. Molotovs rain in. They are coming for them here, but this USP doing a little bit of damage here, and they are not realizing just yet. TQM very slow to pick up on what's going on here, and Karrigan finally getting one kill, and Olofmeister picking up a second shot. Close range hits a third one as well, and Karrigan has gone down now. Finally, Olofmeister has dispatched up, but it might have been too late at this point in time. 2 versus 3.
2 versus 3, but superior firepower for question mark. So they have the 2 AKs. If they keep their cool, they should be able to work this out and get their hands on that bomb once again. Flusha's trying to close in, and he's going to get fended off here by Dupree. And good job by Flusha also to just back up and keep that pressure on Fnatic. If he were to die, it'd be a much easier situation here for the Danes. Xyp9x finds a way out. He takes out JW. And there's the peek from Flusha, but Dupree, he's just waiting for it. No Kevlar means they fall to aim punch, and it makes life a bit more difficult here for Fnatic. But Dennis, he's an excellent pistol player. He's got 12 bullets total to work with here, and he needs to find that shot. They don't quite know where he is yet either. He hasn't shown himself. But that one shot, that one single solitary shot's going to give it away. And now he just needs a huge headshot, and he's not going to get it. Dupree there, basically to lock it down for question mark.
Scary, really scary, right? That's 2 rounds in a row where they're very low. I mean, this round for Olofmeister is brilliant. But I am a bit surprised that they didn't realize what was going on there, TQM, because it's an unusual position, but it's not completely unknown. And to look like they took a long time before they even thought about it.
They had, yeah, it really does look like they had no idea where they were getting shot from, and that's also the power of the silencer. So good use of the USP there by Olofmeister. You don't get that tracer. If he'd had a P2000 or a P250, it would never have worked. They'd have spotted him immediately. So nice little surprise move. All 3 of these rounds, well, the 2 follow-up rounds, that is, have been really difficult for the Danes. Close rounds, and they don't have a whole lot of money. So this is Fnatic's big chance now to just turn this map on its head, or this half, get that strong start, force question mark into a force buy situation or an eco.
Yeah, we're still at plus a minute, and they have 1 smoke left on the Fnatic side, and that's obviously a result of the fact that they just don't have the money for it. So the Swedes are usually very, very good at keeping the smokes alive and making sure they don't use them prematurely, but when you don't have them, you don't have them, and that means the slow style from question mark is going to be really annoying and really hard to deal with. And on the terrorist side, if you look at the amount of grenades that are still left here, they could do whatever they want at this point, whatever execute they're looking for. Once this smoke disappears at top banana, then everything is open.
I think that was a flash that went in, but Crims missed the jump up onto the cart. So when you have limited resources like this for Fnatic, when you don't have nades, every nade counts. And well, Flush is going to get lucky. Flash in, and he gets the spray right onto Karrigan through that smoke blind. And it is going to be the big push here onto the B side. They need to move, though, question mark. Good anti-flash to stop them short. Xyp9x takes out Olofmeister, but there is a rotation. Flusha is here to support Crims. Crims alive at the back of the site. They line up, but he's only going to get the 1. Flusha, however, will take out Xyp9x. Bomb is planted, but man advantage going into this retake here. And JW right on the edge of the smoke. He doesn't take out Dupree.
How does he not win that fight? That's the big question. He should have the advantage now. Device in the back lines. Long range spray takes the kill on Dennis. And Flusha's just a couple of shots away from death as well. Device spraying, holding it down. He's almost going to get it, but Flusha with a triple instead. No kit, but he'll have enough time. And that is definitely a very important round here for Fnatic. Again, it's very, very close But this time the Swedes come out on top, and it's a much-needed round for them. They could not afford to let this one go.
A double for Device, a triple for Flusha at the end. And well, Flusha, good to see him falling into his usual clutch role for Fnatic. I mean, for a long time, he was the man you wanted to be alive at the end of the round for Fnatic to get the job done. But Device, you really do need to see him lock that kind of round down for question mark. So a little frustrating to see that. He has been a little, I mean, he's had some moments recently where in certain maps he hasn't shown up for the team. So if the question mark are going to win this series, they really need Device to come through big with the headshots, the big rounds that are going to turn it, well, towards Denmark. And right now, well, just looking at the buy here from question mark, they're really trying to force this. They know that that was a close round for Fnatic, that Fnatic don't have a lot of money. So now we're going to get into that slugging match, Anders, where it's just going to go back and forth each round.
I feel like especially on CT side Inferno, Device usually has like a really, really good game. So they're going to need a lot of that. Nice prediction there from Crims. The Device is going to be gone here. It's a bit of a force-up round for question mark, and it's based off of the fact that they obviously got the bomb down and the fact that they killed 4 people in that last round. So they know Fnatic's economy is bad. They want to keep the pressure on, and that's what they're doing. 2 AKs in play.
I'm surprised that Device doesn't get the job done there versus Crims, though. Because Crims always jumps up on car like that. That's one of his go-to moves, to check bottom banana when a smoke is down right in front of the car like that. So Device, I don't think he didn't have one of the AKs, so that might have made the difference there. Well, no, never mind. He did have an AK. So what am I saying?
No,
he had an AK. So for him not to be, aware of that?
No, I'm pretty sure he just had the Tech 9. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think it was Cajun and Dupree who had the other 2.
Yeah, that's not makes sense, but Cajun's got Device's AK, so that's odd. Whatever.
Maybe they dropped it. Oh, Crims with a nice double spray down. They line up for him, and Sip is going to take one in return, and Bomb is going to go down. So, I mean, it's not a useless round, but now the question becomes, I don't think they can win this round, question mark. Fnatic should be able to mount a retake here, but the amount of kills that happen in favor of question mark here are very important. Preferably another 2. 1 is not going to be quite good enough. We'll see how much the Swedes can do. They are rotating in, and they're a little bit slow here. Carrigan in the back lines. He's almost going to get all of now. It's on Sip, and he's just going to make a run for it. So this is a very good round for Fnatic. They let go of the bomb, and that's it. Everybody else gets to survive. And yeah, that's a bit disappointing. I actually think it would have been worth it for the terror side here to have gone for a bunch of kills.
Yeah, and Anders, I mean, yeah, there it is. He only had the Tech 9, yeah. So it seems like he was on it, but he wasn't able to get the shot off. And Crims, just a hero round from him. He died, but he took 3 players with him, and that just made all the difference for Fnatic in that round. And, you're right to mention Crims at the beginning. That B site, Crims is a rock. He just always seems to get something out of it. He's so consistent getting frags and making it expensive to go there for their opponents. So, question mark, they're going for a bit of a quasi-buy based off of this AK save from Xyp9x. You can see a Tech 9 Kevlar helmet picked up for Carrigan. Handful of nades to work with as well. Just actually smokes for a full execute, and it doesn't look like question mark are going to waste any time. Excellent HE and the Molotov as well, and it's a slaughter in mid. They don't even make it past. Question mark, they get completely shut out of the site. Fnatic not falling for it this time.
It's a confidence on Flusha here as well, just having the C set, and if they can get all these kills, he can pick up a rifle as well. That's a second headshot there from Flusha, making a double for himself and Device. Well, he's alone, and again, damage here is important. Flusha finally goes down, but he only gives up armor, more or less.
Oh, tricky.
They need more than this.
They knew.
This is a big problem. This is 2 rounds in a row where Fnatic gets to survive with 4 members after having, a very, very close 4th round.
And it's like at the end of that round as well, just so many nades saved. So it's not even like Fnatic are having to tap deep into their bank. $500 spent by Olaf, 300 by Crims. I mean, the money is going to really start getting out of control. If they have another solid round here versus question mark, if Fnatic are able to just survive with 3 players, this is where it gets really scary. Nice nade to bottom mid, but Cajun B manages to get into Amazon fast enough. He's not going to take any damage from it.
Bit of a grenade out, some to just delay the Danish side a bit, but actually already pushed through it. They're just going to be up in apartments, and you can tell that Dennis thought he maybe heard someone up there, or JW did, so they are aware that they've lost apartments control. We'll see what question mark do with it, because there are so many options once you have this apartments here, and right now I think on the terrorist side, they're hoping for someone to come and peek them. You can kind of tell across the board, the only place that could possibly happen right now probably be Banana. Everywhere else, there's a bit of a standstill.
And that bomb being all the way back in T-spawn right now, we're going to have to see the break here. Device is trying to make as much noise as possible up at top banana just to keep Crims pinned here. Flusha's rotating over as well. This is all going according to plan here for question mark. because now they have 2 players over on that B side. Flusha's still holding in CT. He hasn't fully committed, and he's going to start working his way back towards A, it looks like. But the push is already going to come through. 35 seconds left, and here we go. Question mark. It's going to be the straight-up run onto the A side, and Olofmeister in the perfect position to catch them out. The flash is ineffective, and well, dupreeh and Cajun bring it back, and somehow Device finds a 3rd kill, but then right through the door, Flush is there to spray down Cajun, and it will be the 2-on-2. Question mark. They need to get this bomb planted.
If they're going to be successful, Fnatic are out of grenades right now, and there's still a smoke here on dupreeh, so that's going to go up again, and that's going to be very, very annoying. You can see Flush is waiting for it. Now he realizes that's time wasted because it just gets re-smoked, and they have to fall back around quad here. This is a very important round for both teams. Fnatic have a bit of a bank. They can afford to lose this round, but not a lot more than that. dupreeh being annoying in the pit and distracting them at the moment. Device inside is a great crossfire setup here, and they're going to get simultaneous kills, and Question mark playing that one very well. You could see Olofmeister in Lil Pit there. He wasn't ready for the second man coming around Archway, and that might have been some miscommunication, or just maybe they didn't have like a count on how many people were there, because he checks, sees no one, and then dies.
Yeah, Cajun right on the edge of that smoke. You really have to give it to dupreeh as well. It works out perfectly because he's playing from pit, he's watching short, and he spots both players. So that gives it up completely for Fnatic at that point. They establish the crossfire, and then it's shooting eggs in a barrel, fish in a barrel for Question mark in the end. So
in many ways, shooting eggs in a barrel would be even easier.
Right?
They don't move at all.
Mine's still working. Just a bit of a different picture.
JW with a nice pick-off as well in the beginning of this round. A device to go down, and yeah, it's always a good way to start here. If we bring up the scoreboard, Fnatic's money is going to be sort of low as well, you can tell. So for them to win this round is very, very important. The sort of early battle for sort of the beginning of the half here is still going on. No one has like decisively won it. Because Question mark is on the terrorist side, the rounds matter a lot more to them. So, you know, 4-3 is a very good scoreline for them right now. But the fact is that if they start losing now, Fnatic can still gain a lot of momentum and speed.
Exactly. Once they manage to get those big nade counts going. But this time around, it looks like Question mark. They want to venture back towards that B site. Krim's holding up close, just holds mouse one. Great spray from him. He takes out Kerrigan. No chance to reply from Question mark. And then Olofmeister's the tag team duo over here on the B site. JW's rotated in, and they just ran right into a blender. Question mark. Completely ineffective. Cajun B will be able to bring it back and at least remove Krims from the map. The shot from JW's a miss, but he somehow gets out in one piece. And now it's down to Olofmeister and JW at least. There is a man pushing up Banana as well. That's going to be Flusha. And Cajun, he's stuck. No way for him to figure out that he could run towards that A side. Of course, he doesn't have the bird's eye view. And well, that was a surprisingly ineffective round coming out from Question mark. Krims and Olof just never let them even get close to that site.
Again, they killed one man and 4 survive. And this is really, really important. If Fnatic, there's 3 rounds now where Fnatic, when they've won them with 4 people staying alive, right? There's only the one clutch where Flusha was left alive. The other 3 rounds that they have, it's been 4 members surviving. That has a huge impact on the outcome of this game. If Fnatic got down to a one-on-one every time, then they're going to be broke. This is very, very important right now. So TQM, they've got to sort of try and inflict more damage even when they're not winning, and they're not really being successful in that. Oh, JW throws away the AWP. Is that to make sure Sip doesn't pick it up in case he dies? I love how fast this guy thinks.
Yeah, that's incredible, right? And then to actually manage to pick up the kill himself, like full MLG play, falling off the balcony. Hollywood, man, you know, he's close to it, JW, he knows. But that is going to be so frustrating for Question mark, who decide to go for a buy.
Yeah.
What is this?
This
is the Hail Mary, Anders.
Well, yeah, but again, that's 4 people surviving in one round, 5 in this round. Obviously, they kill nobody in the eco round. They know they've got to keep the Fnatic economy low, and they wanna execute right now. And I hope they go to the A-bomb site. It's time to give up on trying to break Krims and Olofmeister over at B. It's not going to happen.
It really has been completely ineffective.
They're too good.
Well, let's see. Now A-side has seen a bit more success, so they might be checking out over there. JW will get caught, but the perfect flash, and Flusha's there to save JW's life. And that was from the pit. So Flusha, he's still got that key position. He's going to be keeping an eye on apartment. JW's there to double up on that. Takes the quick peek, doesn't spot anybody. And once again, Question mark find themselves down a man. They have done damage to Fnatic at least. JW low, yep. Krims, Olof, you know, they've been tagged. But they still need to actually get onto a site. 2 smokes, 2 mollies. That's what they have. And some good bullets there from Cajun.
Flusha also being tagged up a little bit. Some Defensive flashbang is going to come out. They've got the bomber. They're bringing it actually back towards the middle with about 35 seconds left. The only guy holding is Crimson. He's used his last smoke just a couple of seconds ago here. Smoke going to go towards CT spawn. That's right where Crimson is standing. He's going to have to fall back instead. Gets the kill on Device and spots the bomb as well. Crims is just so good on this bomb site. Now he has to stay alive. This is the most important thing right now. If he gets a kill, that's great, but living is really what matters right now. 15 seconds left, and they have to get rid of Crims to get the bomb down. He hits a headshot on Carrigan, and now he's done everything he has to do. JW here with a headshot as well, strafing in. Cajun going to go down, and that was Dennis with the final kill here. What a round. That was looking very good for Question Mark. They push in, there's 30 seconds left, the smoke is gone, it's just Crims there, and they still can't break him.
Yeah, this man is just... Well, I mean, as far as the score is concerned, basically it's between Olfmeister, Flusha, and Crims right now. They're just racking up kills. The rest of them, JW, Dennis Meister, they're catching up. They're not lagging too far behind, but every time we go to that B site, it's just the Crims show. And then it's you know, the supporting actor, Olfmeister, Flusha. Doesn't really seem to matter because Crims is always there to just be that anchor. So now it's just going to be a quasi-buy coming out from Question Mark. They got the plant in the last round, but not quite enough for a full buy where they could get a whole lot of nades to work with. So they're going to go just for, you know, a bit of a mix here. Tech 9s, P250s. And it looks like they're going to go straight out of apartments. Fun play here. This is going to be a little different. Device and Kerrigan are going to be pressuring mid. And then on the signal, all three are just going to come crashing out of the apartments. And now it's all going to come down to whether Dennis can hold the line, and he will for a moment. He takes one with him at least.
They shouldn't be fighting JW here. I have no idea why they want to try and go for that fight. They've got a 4-on-3. The bomb is about to go down. They should just stay away and leave Fnatic to try and get closer here, because it's not going to be an easy retake right now for the Swedish side either. A rifle picked up as well, an AK on Dupree, and even some guy, you know, who's that? That's Cajun up in apartments waiting in bedroom. Olfmeister, very hard for him to know that's happening. And now that he runs away, he gives up the fact that they're not aware, and this should be a really good flank here for Cajun. This should not be possible for Fnatic.
This comes down to him committing. Yeah, he's going to rotate in real quick now that the shots have begun. Slows it down, but this is it. The big damage moment. Takes out Crims. Now a 2-on-2, but now it's down to Cage, and somehow his team gets wiped out. They come together, and is there enough time? They're going to get on the bomb just in the nick of time here, Fnatic. Incredible. A 3-on-4 retake, and somehow they make it work.
Look at the facial expressions on Fnatic after a round like that. That should not have been possible. That's a huge giveaway here for TQM. Not managing to play the time, and failing that if they wanted to fight, not managing to help each other out. So this is the problem, right? If they committed to fight, then they would have probably set up some good crossfires. If they committed to waiting, then they would have all waited. Instead, they did something sort of halfway in between. And what happens is instead, sort of half of them are fighting, half of them are hiding, which means the people who are fighting have no backup. The people who are hiding, well, they get found anyway because their teammates are dead, and then it's all bad. That was... yeah, some poor communication there, and that's gonna come back to haunt them here. 7-4. Fnatic's economy is looking much better now than it was just a couple of rounds ago, and that's a big problem. Now TQM are in a position where they got to win consecutive rounds to force an eco, and that's gonna be really tough here. We could end this first half here with Fnatic having a very good run, in spite of what it looked like early on.
This is where they have to do it the hard way. That's what it boils down to here. And the way that they've decided to change things up is now Device has an AWP, so he'll be looking to get the picks going. Crims, wow. Fresh smoke goes down top banana, and Crims still has his. He still has an incendiary as well. This is going to be insanely difficult, but it is going to be a straight split here. It looks like they want to try and go through Arch and wrap onto the B site, but Flush is there and Olaf there to hold the line as well, and it's just not happening for Question Mark. They keep getting smacked in the face wherever they decide to go. Crims is now going to get to put down his smoke, and this is a nightmare for Question Mark. 30 seconds left. And they have two flashes, and Zipnix is going to set it up here for his teammates. Or are they just going to try and walk their way through? What a bad idea! I mean, you have to take a risk, yes, but then against Crims, he just rocks them, and JW's there for the final kill on Zipnix. Crims couldn't have had better timing there. Just catches them as they exit the smoke, lined up.
Speaking of timing, that shot from Flusha through the smoke was pretty ridiculous as well, but yeah, this is bad. Again, look at the money, 14,000 on JW. Yeah. It's ridiculous how many people survive from Fnatic every round. The rounds that TQM win, well, the one round that they won after the pistol, are close, but all the other rounds that Fnatic end up winning, they seem to be very, very decidedly in their favor. That is definitely a problem. JW opening up on Cajun, and Yeah, things are getting rough right now for the Danish side. An 11-4 finish would not, I think, be good enough. I think that's Fnatic coming away with too much.
No, that would be exactly that. We need at least 10-5. 9-6 would be ideal. If it goes 11-4, I think Fnatic are going to have too much wiggle room because it's also been their CT sides that have looked a little wonky lately for Fnatic. The T sides, they just keep getting in their opponent's faces with great entry frags, just taking those duels, hunting them out, and winning them. So, question mark really need to be messing with Fnatic here, but it's just not happening. At least there's a trade. Flusha hangs around on the wrong side of the smoke a little bit too long, but the JW gets a fantastic flick onto Kerrigan, shuts him down at Arch. There are still 2 players alive here for question mark, and both of them making their way. Well, one through apartments, one through short, but Dennis is still boosted up here. Xyp9x takes out JW, but Dennis does not give his position. He's still hanging around, and he gets perfect timing. And that's the bomb! It couldn't go any worse for question mark. Yeah. Dennis is now camping the bomb with 30 seconds left. Device, he just has to get into some wonky spray battle here and hope he gets lucky.
Hey, that was never going to happen. 9-4 here for the Swedish side. And I kind of wish that TQM would be a bit faster on their executes when it comes to this A-bomb side. I feel like they need to speed it up a bit. Try and see if you can't just bully your way in through Archway and maybe make that work. Bit of a timeout here. Tactical timeout, it seems, for TQM.
Yeah, they're going to be stopping this. I mean, right now, money... Well, I guess, you know, it's more a question of shutting down the momentum for Fnatic than anything else. They've lost so many rounds in a row, question mark, that they could probably go for a quasi-buy again right here with Tech9s, Kevlar, maybe a Deagle for Device, see if, or for Dupree, rather, see if they can get anything done there. I mean, Kerrigan and Cajun have really been struggling as far as the performance is concerned. We're not seeing the big plays from them whatsoever. It's really coming down to Dupree, Device, and Xyp9x, and really just Dupree, the only guy in double digits right now for the Danes. So, what are you thinking at this point? Because it's just like, okay, you go up to Banana, you keep trying to get onto the B site, you're just not able to break that impregnable defense over there with Crims.
Forget about that B-bomb side. I mean, look at what Envy do when they're in this position. This is the go-to play for Envy. Whenever they lose this many rounds in a row and they feel like they're in some trouble, they will set up in second mid. They'll throw their sort of standard smokes towards Archway and towards Library, and then they will try and just execute towards that. And they have a lot of different ways to run it. Sometimes they run to the A-bomb side, sometimes they run through Arch instead and sort of go in towards the B-bomb side. But either way, I think an execute towards the A side of the map with a lot of smokes is preferable right now. I'd much rather have question mark do that, and I hope they forget about this B-bomb side.
Yeah, that or try and challenge Krim somehow earlier on, really try and get through that smoke at Banana, play for the power play rather than just, you know, trying to play for time, because Crims at this point feels so secure that he's holding on to smokes and incendiaries up until like 30 seconds left into the round. That's unacceptable. You need to find a way to get those smokes out of his hand earlier if you're going to challenge that site somehow.
I mean, if you look at why Crims is so good, apart from like the timing and the aim and everything else, there is like another component that he shares with someone like Neo, for instance. It's just, he's hard to kill. You know, he doesn't put himself in a position where you can sort of easily get a frag on him. Because if it was the case that every once in a while they could go on Banana and take a fight and win it against Crims, that'd be amazing. But Crims doesn't take those kind of fights. He's very like elusive, and that means you waste so much time even like trying to do it. It must be very annoying.
It's a real mystery. And it really doesn't seem like question mark have figured out, you know, the pattern quite yet. Although Olafmeister kind of waiting around on Speedway that one round might be a little bit of an indication that Crims is playing it solo over there. But then because Flusha plays B as well, sometimes it still might be a little bit of a wonder. But what is going to be the play here for question mark? I mean, JW has his AWP. Fresh Smoke goes down to top mid though, so he's just going to try and play the angle here, hope that somebody walks into his crosshairs. And yeah, this is a quasi-buy out of question mark. They haven't spent everything, so they're still trying to play on the next round as well.
Well, they've got control of second mid so far, and Xyp is actually setting up for exactly the kind of smoke that I was hoping for, so we'll see if it is going to be that kind of execute. It goes in all the way towards Arch. JW hiding in the corner. Actually, it goes a little bit further up than I wanted it. And Flusha is now playing all the way in pit. Molotov goes up here. Can they root him out? They're going to be quick. And it is a fast execute towards the A-bomb site now. Fnatic wrapping in, trying to see if they can get a good angle here. Nice grenade rains down on Dennis. Fnatic improvising a boost on the other side of the smoke here. Very creative play, but they don't necessarily have the time to try and do this stuff. Olaf going to get the one frag in here, but TQM, they have a good position. Olafmeister getting a second kill, though. That's going to make it scary.
He's got that pressure on, and now he's got the incendiary as well into the back of the site. That's going to force KGB to rotate around, and the press comes in from Dennis. He decides to launch himself in there. Kills going question mark's way, but JW is able to battle in, and Crims is there on the site. It's on device, and it's just not going to be good enough. JW is going to find the kill, and Crims just barely has time to defuse. Another issue coming forward for a question mark. They make the right play because Fnatic did what I thought they would do, or at least they kind of predicted some kind of play towards Banana from question mark. They put 3 guys over there early on. Anti-rush nades went out. They were preparing for some kind of pressure to come out from the Danes there, and instead, question mark, they just blindsided Fnatic by all going out of apartments pretty much. That's unheard of. So great strat from question mark. It's just how are they not successful in holding afterwards in all that chaos? They really need to be landing those shots.
I mean, it's a combination of having the wrong after-plant positions, especially with how the bomb was planted. That made it sort of very hard for them to do anything. They ended up having, like, what, 3 or 2 people inside, and they run into the auto-sniper here. That's not a good start. This looks like an 11-4 finish in favor of Fnatic. What was that, Flusher? Okay.
A little too excited there.
Just a little bit.
Wait, yeah, I was wondering. JW in apartments, he runs into Dupree. Yeah, this is just insult to injury. Fnatic going for a Scar 20 on Inferno. Just showing question mark, yeah, we have no respect for you, actually. Everything's going our way. You haven't figured out how to deal with our Inferno hold, and we're just going to keep smacking you. It's a 2-on-4 situation now with Xyp9x and Kerrigan, both alive. Last 2 here. They've got that crossfire in mid, hoping that Fnatic are going to make a mistake. But Fnatic so far, at least for a moment there, they had a potential double hold from Pit. But Flush is starting to work his way over to Arch. It seems like he wants to try and keep, if not close enough to spot, at least be able to hear if there's going to be a push going through there.
Well, Sip and Kerrigan left. Flusher lining him up. Almost going to get the double kill then, but JW with the AWP up in balcony. Very open position. Flick, they're not actually going to hit. Grenade on down to do a little bit more damage, but 10 seconds left now, and they've got to get this bomb planted in, and it looks like they're going to be successful as well. Now with this pit position here from Kerrigan, definitely not to be underestimated. Yeah,
and he puts himself in a position to spot JW as well if JW decides to come out through pit. And JW, well, no, he's just going to go into short. Xyp9x is gone, and Kerrigan soon to follow. Olafmeister takes that fight any day of the week, no problem at all. And well, I mean, an 11-4 finish here for question mark, and that is very rough for them. I mean, question mark's a CT side. It's not like it's necessarily a weak CT side. They could run it back. It's just that
I mean, if they were the pistol round, then we've got a really interesting game on our hands. Yeah, that's it. But this is the problem, right? That's why you need more than 4 rounds. If you don't win that, you have almost no buffer left, right? It gets a little bit too painful here. So I mean, overall, some very impressive plays from Fnatic. I think there were only really like 2 rounds where I can think of that were like the 1v1 where Flusher ends up clutching it. That's not really like that's not like necessarily question mark's fault. That just was a good clutch by Flusher, right? But then the 2 holds on A where they end up like leaving the bomb in a weird position and they end up not coordinating the defense well enough. That is a problem, and they actually, I don't want to say they gave away 2 rounds, but there were 2 rounds they could have definitely won.
No doubt. Well, Device takes the peek to mid here. I mean, standard approach here from question mark and this pistol. Nothing too crazy from them. Just Device peeking mid to get some info. And then Cajun and Debris both playing from pit. So the defense on short, it will be solid. Although the Debris is changing it up for Graveyard. So that triangle is set up here on the A side. Very passive hold here coming in on the B side as well. Xyp9x holding far back in a position where he'll be able to fall back onto that site if they decide to rush through onto him. And Fnatic, it is all going to be about the rush. They've got 5 Kevlar, no utility, nothing to work with here. Kerrigan is set up with that smoke. It goes out, but that was a very quick smoke. I mean, Xyp9x didn't even hear steps at top banana when that smoke went out. So that's really interesting, actually. This shows you how on edge question mark are. I don't know if Crims would have thrown it in that sort of situation, right? He might have tried to hold on to it a little bit longer.
It's one of the things where you just got to wonder, like, have they been practicing? Did they know a timing or something? That maybe that's what it was. But yeah, you're right. Now that it's gone, there's still 35 seconds left, and Fnatic are setting up for it. There is a 3rd guy rotating in here. So TQM, they might be aware. Sip making a lot of noise here. Cajun, Device, Kerrigan all helping out. Fnatic running into a brick wall here at the B-bomb side, and that's not going to be very helpful. And if they don't win this round, there's a real chance the Danish team could be right back in this game, and we could have a very fun match on our hands, and that's going to be the end of it here. Very nearly a teammates once again.
Yeah, this is Device getting 2 kills and Xyp9x not getting to take part. He got taken out immediately by Fnatic, but Solid hold. Okay, then we got a match on our hands. Because question mark, that's the kind of round that will give them some confidence here. Solid pistol. They didn't have to fight too hard for it. They got an accurate read, and Fnatic just kind of ran into the blender. Good headshots. I mean, everything went question mark's way. So very little, subtlety there. It's all about them shots, and in the end, the Danes managed to pull it off. So now they have to survive the Tech 9 rush. And again, though, Fnatic, look at this, just no utility whatsoever. No flashes, no smokes to make it easier. So this is all on question mark, just keeping their cool. If they get bum rushed, they just need to keep their cool, not spray wildly, just land the shots and get the job done. A little bit worried about Device, though. He's about to have a lot of friends rushing at him.
Oh, good smoke timing, though. Look at that. Double kill as well, setting himself up for a failed flashbang. Was supposed to go the other way, and maybe he would have tried to recommit. I'm glad it didn't work, though, because there's no reason to recommit once you're in a 5 versus 3.
This is not ideal for Kerrigan, though. He does manage to play the angle correctly. And a quick rotation over from Xyp9x, but Kerrigan for a moment there could have got caught. If Fnatic had tried to rush right through into Arch, he was alone there. That could have got really nasty if 3 players for Fnatic could run over to the B site.
Semler, tell me, who's going to win tonight, by the way? Aldo or McGregor?
McGregor.
Yeah, I'm on that team too. Oh, go.
That's right, though.
I've got him to win as well. All right, well, we do have a couple of pistol upgrades here for Fnatic, but not much else. And actually, a little bit of an aggressive push coming out here for question mark, just showing their dominance, establishing that, and it's working out quite well at the moment as they get 3 kills and none are traded. JW burst fire doesn't really do anything against armor, and that's going to be an 11-7 scoreline here. Now, Fnatic will have rifles, and they need to do something about this. Question mark already have a lot of money because they haven't lost that many players.
That play to me is really key. That's question mark building their confidence and trying to rattle Fnatic. It's something that Nip like to do a lot as well in these kinds of guaranteed hard eco situations where they can just run in there and just stomp a little bit more on their opponents before the opponents actually get rifles. So it's that feel good, pad the stats a little bit and give yourself a pat on the back. And now Fnatic, they're going to be a little bit on the back foot. They've got the rifles. They're very light on nades. Only 3 flashes to work with to make it easier to get onto a site. Good smoke count, though. So there are some options here for the Swedes yet. Not sure if Dennis Meister has actually made his way into apartments yet to clear that out. That might actually down to Olaf instead. And yeah, Olaf is going to start working his way in there. So they've been denied banana. So far, apartments getting a little bit closer to being under control. And now the fun begins here, because now Fnatic, once that bottom smoke clears once again, yeah, exactly, it turns into a bit of a guessing game. Does Xyp9x hang around? He still hangs around a challenge as well at top banana, but what are the nade count looking like? Yeah, still a smoke left on Xyp9x. Still a smoke left on Xyp9x. That is key. That's so important. And now Xyp9x, it's all down to patience for him. How long can he hold on to that?
Well, he's peeking the corner all the time, so he can hold on to it forever at this point. Until they show themselves, he's probably not going to put it down. And in 35 seconds, they should be getting more and more sure that this is an A hit because they don't know that the bomb is down at a banana. Now I think they might have realized that Sip's going to put up the smoke over at B. Kerrigan with a huge double hit. Finally going to get down, but there's the smoke up here, so they have to wait for that to clear. Xyp9x playing this one very well as well. P90 kill on Crims, and that's going to be the end of it. So this is a very smart way of playing for question mark side. Flusher, he's going to get the bomb plant and 3 people rotating in. He drops it. He's out in the open as well. Flashbang. They're actually a team flash for the CT side, but it's going to work out just fine. So because he's at the corner of top banana, and he's just peeking it with his smoke in hand, right? So he's got almost no worries. Even though there's only 30 seconds left, and normally 30 seconds, if there's nobody, you're not seeing anyone banana, you're probably thinking they're setting up for an A hit, right? But he stays there. He has no reason not to. And that's it. Kerrigan gets the 2 kills in. Now that's like the second part of it, right? Because if Kerrigan does go down, then suddenly Sip, even though he's got the smoke up, it doesn't matter because he doesn't have a secondary smoke for CT spawn, obviously. So he's still going to get flanked. So just a great hold here from question mark. That was some textbook stuff.
That was really, yeah. Kerrigan once again just on the rotate. Device was there to back it. Olaf Meister, though, wasn't able to win that duel. That's where it could have got a little tricky for Xyp9x. Instead, it's going to be KGB up in apartments, utterly failing a spray on Olaf Meister. That is a 100% kill that really needs to be picked up by Cajun. Yeah. So he's going to be kicking himself there. Had Olaf dead to rights. So, but at least he gets a little bit of information. Olaf only had a Tech 9. So now they might have a little bit of an idea what Fnatic are throwing at them. Quasi-Buys on the board, although JW does have the AK to work with. And it's still a decent nade count here on Fnatic, so they really can kind of go where they want. And it is going to be just the push into apartments here from Olaf. He's looking to just get that info, and He doesn't spot anybody. So now Fnatic, they need to make that decision. It's getting down to that time where it is going to be the A setup, it looks like. Although that bomb is making its way back towards B. And if the bomb makes its way back towards B, they're really hoping to be able to get those Tech-9s into play and just bum rush the only man here defending, and that's Kerrigan with the AWP. Not the ideal weapon to have in this scenario either. It's all on this incendiary, and he's going to chuck that right on out. 30 seconds left now. And does he have support yet from Xyp9x?
Oh, Flusher got that kill. That would have been scary, but there's still a chance here. There's one guy wrapping our archway as well. If they lose it, then it's just down to Pit. Nice shot from Device there. If he doesn't drop all of Meister, Dupree's all alone. Now Fnatic running into the meat grinder here, and it's going to be a triple for Dupree and a double for Device. And I don't know, Fnatic had a lot of openings. They were very clear to us. They might not have been as clear to Fnatic then.
Right.
That Molotov that goes up, I mean, Fnatic could have waited it out, but by the time they would have waited it out, there was a second man there for Kerrigan, and who knows what would have happened. So.
And Xyp9x had a Molotov of his own at that point as well.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah, he had rotated into CT corner, so he was going to get that Molotov in there. It was going to get real hot and toasty over there on the B site, that's for sure. I mean, what is also hot and toasty right now is the economy for question mark. It's starting to get a little out of hand. It's past the easy mode, kind of easy back-to-back wins here for Fnatic. Now it's all about doing it the hard way. And while Dupree starts off strong, he takes out JW. Flush out right on the edge of that smoke. A perfect flash. It flashes all 4 Fnatic members. That bought him just a little bit of time, but he does get caught by Crims in the end.
A lot of damage being dished out as well. That meant for a 1-bullet headshot there on Crims because he was low already. So still now 4 versus 3, and they don't have to push. They don't have to take these fights. They can wait and just lure Fnatic into a pretty bad situation there. Nice Molotov device. Trying to recommit a little bit, and he's down to 30 health. Cajun gonna go down. No reason for TQM to get this one up. Sees the gun barrel though, and Device gonna take the kill on Olaf.
Yeah, really easy shot there for Device with that gun barrel to judge. And now with 45 seconds left, it's still a man advantage here for question mark. Kerrigan can't rotate off that B site though until the bomb is spotted. And Flusher knows this. He's starting to rotate back. Bit of a tricky situation for Fnatic though, because they don't have a smoke. They have a single flash grenade. So if Kerrigan allows them onto this site, it's going to be really tough. Does Xyp9x rotate back as well? He's still hanging out over here on the A site. Dennis is going to be looking to pick him off, and there's the pop flash out, but Xyp9x wins it, and now it's all on Flusha, 1v3. But luckily for him, there's only one man on this site, so it's just a duel that he needs to win here. He needs to get the entry onto the site, and Kerrigan, he's going to be communicating to his teammates now. Yep, B site, Flusha's here, and Flusha gets the kill. 9 seconds left, and he'll get the bomb plant.
He will be successful here, and see if he can clutch a 1v3. That would be very, very impressive. AK's out, and he's no idea. He knows where one player is, but I don't think he has any clue where the second one is. He's walking in with his back turned, and he's about to die as well. Device right on the edge, and that's going to be TQM picking up the round. A nice attempt. I would have done this differently if I was Fnatic. So Dennis takes the fight first in Archway. I would have probably said, okay, our chance to win this is Flusher winning the initial fight against Kerrigan. If he does that and Dennis is still in Archway, that means whoever rotates in from A is now going to get flanked by Dennis, and we have a really good 2v2 on our hand. Whereas if you do it the other way, and even if Dennis takes that fight, then you still got to have Kerrigan and Flusher. Like, you still need Flusher to win the fight. Either way, Flusher has to win the fight, right? So it becomes like a bottleneck in the tactic if you let Dennis fight first. I don't understand why they would do that. Rather leave Dennis behind and then have him like a backup once you get into a 2v2.
Well, this is a tactical pause coming in here from Fnatic. So and what's interesting about this is that, I mean, they do it right before the big buy round. We've been seeing teams all day long, North American teams, taking that pause before an eco round. And apparently the reason for that is that they want to have that eco round, that time of the eco round, to discuss or if they second guess the decision of the tactical pause, like the conclusion that they came to in the tactical pause. They want to leave that up to question for that eco round before committing to it in the buy round. Now, it sounds a little backwards
like some
to me.
really dodgy logic.
Yeah, like, it sounds really backwards to me, but I wanted to get your 2 cents on that, Anders.
Yeah, no, I think that's a stupid way of thinking.
It is really odd when you try and, like, wrap your head around it.
Let's put it this way. What information could you possibly gain during that round that would, like, make you question what you were doing? I don't... Like, I don't buy it.
It just sounds like, why would you want to let doubt creep in at any point? Now it's just like, actually just make the call, apply the call, whether it's a good one or a bad one, go into it and try and get that confidence rather than...
You kind of do need to operate on the assumption that you're going to win it and this is a good idea. It's hard
Wow.
to play this game if you're going to be doubting yourself.
For Fnatic right now, there is a little bit of doubt. That's why they call for that pause. And this is where, all eyes are on Flusha. They don't, Pronax has been removed from the roster. Dennis comes in, more firepower. There's been some discussion as to whether that was the right call or not, if Fnatic actually needed more firepower. But it's all the weight is on Flusha's shoulders at this point to make the right calls. He has to lead this team now when it's not easy. When question mark, they have everything going their way so far on their CT half.
And this is exactly the sort of position that Pronax used to be very, very good at calling here. They run into the Molotov as well. Oh, it's a double kill! Swedish Barbecue is coming up, and it's going to be Crims, Flusha, and Dennis left. What is that? Dennis finally taking down Sip, and they are going to run into the B-bomb site here, but Kerrigan is still in the back lines, and as they're slowing down this push due to the flashbangs that are coming out, it's going to get tougher because backup is coming in as well. Cajun runs right into a headshot. Great round from Dennis so far. He's got the double kill, but now they know where he is, and Kerrigan can still put a stick in the wheel of Fnatic here. This is a round they need. It's been no rounds in the second half for them so far. They need to pick one up at 1 point here. Device winning the fight against Dennis, and now it's a 2-on-2. Device going to go down, and Kerrigan, he can't stop the bomb from running into A, but he sees Crims, sprays, and Crims is trying to hide, and he's going to win that fight. Nice timing, and that will be Fnatic finally with a round.
Exactly. And Kerrigan, you have to give it to Kerrigan. He did everything right. He stayed alive behind the new boxes. He didn't allow for them to press onto that B site. As long as he's alive, he's there to do the job. A little bit of a lucky break there for Dupree that Incendiary managed to catch those two members. But I think the big thing there is Zipnik's rotating into CT so openly like that, just running flat out.
Yeah.
Took a bullet to the face, and that pretty much threw the whole round up in the air for question mark. At that point, they're very vulnerable, and Fnatic, Dennis in particular, did a fantastic job of exploiting that. Just catching out rotator after rotator. So there we go. Fnatic, they've broken the streak. Now we have to see, can they chain rounds together? Because it's going to be necessary. Kerrigan takes a fight straight up, spots some players there, doesn't spot the bomb, but at least does a little bit of damage to JW, and he takes out Crims.
And what a shame for Kerrigan, because that was a great flashbang that came in, and he couldn't really capitalize on it to 100%. So, yeah, I would say Fnatic a good trade for them, even if JW took a bit of damage. So, a minute left, and we look at Sip. He's got one smoke left, and that's pretty much it. So now and this time, unlike earlier where he was peeking in the corner, this time he doesn't know what's happening out on Banana. So now it has to be sort of like purely instinctual from him here. He's got some backup luckily now in Sip, who's also, who's that? Sip and Device.
Zip, yeah.
The Device actually out of grenades too. So yeah, pure instinct here from the CT side.
And Zip, he just puts down that smoke, so it'll clear probably with 20-something seconds left on the clock. And while Fnatic, they aren't going to wait around that long. There's a CT smoke, and they spotted Device immediately. Not sure if he spots that man on the edge of the smoke, however, and he's going to miss the flick shot. Flusha comes out of nowhere and blindsides him, and Zipnix can't get the kill either. Huge play here from Flusha. 3 kills total, but 2 on the B site, and the bomb gets planted for Fnatic. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, the round is over. Question mark, they fall short. And well, look at this. Olafmeister can actually ruin Dupree's day.
Yeah, they want to take these rifles away. There's Olaf with a nice crouch peek in. He gets a headshot on Cajun as well. That's going to clean it up. Fnatic only losing Crims in that engagement. That's going to put them at 13-10, and the money for question mark, well, not looking too good.
It's all gone. It's all gone. All of that bank in 2 rounds evaporated. And well, they have enough to go for some options here if they want to drop some pistols, but they shouldn't be full buying, and we see that now. Question mark. Dupree, he had a little bit of money. He goes for Kevlar and a 5.7. Cajun B upgrades to the Deagle, but they have to eat a round of eco to the teeth here, question mark, and that's going to put Fnatic up onto 14 rounds, which is way too close to comfort. Way too close for comfort, rather. So, question mark, we've also been doubting them, their mental game, their ability to withstand, and towards the end of the half, they've started to show their weaknesses. Now it's whether they can actually battle back in the next round. That's going to be the big moment here. It's not done yet, of course. This is CSGO. Pistols are pretty strong, but it's going to take some big shots here. And Cajun, well, that'll do. Olafmeister gone just like that. Juan Diga's showing up.
Fine, Cajun. If you're going to be like that. Now Dupree sneaking on out. Is he going to find the good timing? He spots one guy down there. Looks for a headshot. Doesn't want to commit to it too much, which is probably a good idea. Don't want to risk anything. 45 seconds, only 2 people holding this A bomb side. If Fnatic push now, that should be the round in their favor. Dupree is holding close here with his 5.7. Once he fires, they're going to fire right back. There it is. He does some damage, but gets sprayed right through. And now Cajun has a pretty big task on his hands.
And Device with the USP, he's kicking himself. He wishes he had anything else. He does spot the rotation over towards the B site. This is perfect. It couldn't be better. If Fnatic commit to this, they go to the B site. There's currently 2 defenders there. Cajun gets spotted in pit. There's some info, and Zipnix, he's rotating into construction. He just might barely have made it. There's the pop flash. Krims turns away. He hears it bounce off the wall, and Kerrigan's there to pick up the first kill. But now they know where he's playing from. Still, kill comes in. Dennis decides to help him out. 6 seconds left. Do they get the bomb in time? JW, he just might barely have got this. And yes, 2 seconds left on the clock.
And Cajun doesn't want to go for it. He picks up an AWP and runs away instead, so... Wow, that team kill as well, and because Dennis was so low, that could have been an awful position there. A little bit more time. If he stays alive in that corner another 2 seconds, they waste another 2 seconds trying to look for the bomb, and it's done. The round is over. So, yeah, that was a scary round for Fnatic.
That is, well, yeah. That'll fire question mark up, rather, for the next one. What a shot from Cajun to start off, though.
Yeah.
Just all of, bam, gone. Didn't even see him. And that's this is a pretty good save, although Dennis looks like he's close enough. He might have spotted it, but not enough time to get in there. And, well, that's going to be an AWP saved here for Device, which is a fantastic save. That's gonna work wonders here for the question mark economy. And they have the full nades, good rifles, everything that they need here. Now, Fnatic, they're not going to go with an AWP on anybody. Instead, it's just full AKs across the board. And, well, this is it, Anders. This is the big round of this half, pretty much. If Fnatic win it, it's pretty much map point and the first map in the bag for them. Question mark, it's all about just showing that mental fortitude. Can they get another streak going? Can they get the 6 rounds in a row? And here we go, Cajun B, boosted up on top of roof on short. He's gonna pick up the first man. He loses his support, he loses his teammate. Debris is gone, and it's just fair trade all across the board. Fnatic now, they have the advantage. They can swarm onto this site.
Oh, almost with the timing there is Device, but now it's a full 3-on-3 retake, and this is not going to be so easy. They have shown up, and they've got a little bit of grenades left as well on the Danish side, but they need this round, otherwise it's going to slip so far out of their hands. And Sip actually caught sleeping a little bit there. I thought he could maybe spot him up on the graveyard railing, but not going to be quite the case now. Kerrigan moving a little bit closer here. Flashbang is perfect, and Krims is going to be gone. Kill on Sip is going to make things more tricky, and that bomb down in a great position. Olofmeister picking up another frag, I think he's 25th, and it's going to be down to Device. He runs away trying to save that AWP, and you're right, it is going to be map point here for Fnatic.
And just a total collapse. Cajun getting caught. Debris not too effective in this round. Unfortunately, him just getting caught out like that at the beginning of short throws Cajun's position up in the air, even if Cajun gets 2 kills out of it. It's just too quick. And Fnatic, where they were in position to just pounce if they got an entry or not, that bomb was so close to short that they were able to just rush up onto the site, take advantage of that huge hole that they'd created in the Danish defense. So, Force Spy coming out now from question mark. And, well, Fnatic, they don't even need to really change anything up. They're going to go straight up. Banana, Zipnix holding pretty far back. Wants to hold on to his nades as long as possible here and not really give them too much of an opening. But Fnatic know that question mark are playing scared at this point, or safe. They're just pressing forward everywhere on the map.
Oliver's bought a sawn-off shotgun. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Usually it's JW you see with these kinds of shenanigans.
It says something about the mental state of Fnatic right here, doesn't it? Like, yeah. They feel very confident that they've got the right amount of pressure that's going to break TQM, and at 15-10, they've got a bit of a buffer, but it's not that big either. I mean, if they start losing now, Fnatic, this could go to overtime.
I love to see this position from JW as well, calling for the boost, because question mark keep putting a man behind new boxes time and time again, so he's just waiting here. He's like, okay, if my teammates, they pressure a little bit, question mark might fall to the back of the site, boom, I'll get a free kill, and then the site is ours pretty much. But they decide not to wait around. And it's going to be Fnatic pressing up to top mid, and once again, they're going to be setting up perhaps to just apply the pressure on Arch. There are options here for Fnatic, although with 26 seconds left, not a whole lot.
Good shot from Device. Sip spraying with the FAMAS, going to connect on Flusher. Krims goes down as well, and Fnatic not looking too good in this round. I think Olofmeister even picked up an AK and gave the sawn-off to Flusher, so yep. I'm not sure what that was about. I would say that's a big risk, but...
I would say that was... I mean, there seemed like there was a plan, and then there were too many plans, if that makes any sense. Because then you send the 2 guys up to Arch, 26 seconds left, that bomb was going back and forth in Banana, not quite sure what they wanted to do. They weren't given a target to pick from question mark, which is also something, you know, kudos to question mark for not peeking, for not giving that kill to JW and Banana. But they just ran that clock down too far, and now, yeah, Flusha, he's going to have to keep his cool here.
No, Fnatic not buying in this round. I would have guessed that they would have.
Seems like, okay, Dennis will upgrade to Kevlar. A couple Tech 9s, a Deagle.
They would have had to have not gone for 3 AKs, and they had the AWP, so it would have been just, I think, Dennis with Tech 9 armor, but not feeling it just yet. And I mean, they've got the extra rounds to go for this kind of buy, and probably securing themselves a buy in the last couple of rounds, like an extra buy at the end, so maybe it would have worked out the same way. Losing Flusha early on is not great, but we'll see if JW could find an opening with that AWP.
No, it's just a straight bum rush approach here. With the Tech 9s, there will be a lot of pressure on Cajun, but he holds his own. He's got the help of Dupree as well, holding close short. And Dupree, man, he just goes in brave. He's looking for that other kill. Nice dunk nade onto him, just drops him down to 50, and JW lashes out with the AWP. But, you know, he's the last man alive. And at this point, it's kind of just like roam around on the map, see if he can't find another pick, make it a little bit more expensive here for question mark, but...
Well, yeah, so the money for the Danish side now, right, really doesn't matter, right? Because they're not going to, like, you know, die
and eco, right? Yeah, obviously.
So they might. So that's actually, from question mark's point of view, apart from the fact that they obviously don't want to like lose the 1v4, they should eventually go and hunt JW in that position. It's going to be a buy this time for the Fnatic team. It's 15-12. Right now, this tastes like overtime until Fnatic shows something different.
There is a chance. For me, it's like that's up to question mark to give it to Fnatic. Really want to see Fnatic just keep that pressure up at this point. Olofmeister looked like he wanted to take a little bit of a battle in Banana, but he eats a double nade actually to the face. 44 HP left on him.
Oh, sip.
There it is, this game. And there's the shot. Perfectly done there by Olof.
Yeah, it looked like he was swinging out quite far to get that peak. It wasn't like a quick, like, you know, jiggle. It was more like, yeah, a bit of a wide angle he was swinging at.
Olof isn't going to miss that.
No, more pixels than Olof needed. We've got the hole up in apartments here. Molotov goes the other way, so Cajun's still able to maintain his position, but his backup there has been rotated out. So if they end up going apartments and he's alone up there, I don't think that's a favorable position. Apartments is great if you've got a teammate there, but not so much otherwise. Dupree spraying through Olof. Sorry, Dennis there. How is he still alive? That looked good. Now over at the B-bomb site, we've got just a solitary Carrigan without any grenades. Backup is coming in, though, quick from Device, and he's not got any grenades either. This is going to be a really tough hold. I think Fnatic have got exactly the right answer right now.
They're just going to go bum rushing in there. AWP and an M4A1. That's all there is here to stop them. Good incendiaries here, keeping Carrigan dancing at second oranges. Device hoping to get lucky with the shot through, and he will manage to pick off JW. Flusha still waiting there, trying to go for the wall bang, and somehow that shot missed. Carrigan is gone, and Flusha hits the HE. And with 10 seconds left on this clock, Fnatic get the bomb plant. Man advantage, two-man advantage in the hold. And well, Cajun lands a great shot onto Flusha to start clearing out Banana. But there's still 3 players alive here for Fnatic on the site, and this is so difficult now for Dupree, especially Olofmeister with that AWP behind new boxes. Picks him off, and it's just going to be down to Cajun now. He's caught in the triangle. First peek comes through. He takes out Dennis. No reason for the rest of them to peek. They're going to run down this bomb, and Olof, is he going to hit that point-blank shot? No, he will not. Cajun just goes charging through. There's the smoke, and he just has to hold down Mouse 1. He has no choice. If he takes this fight, he loses, and Crims will snuff him anyway. 16-12 finish here on the first map for Fnatic, and that is going to be it. The start the Swedes were looking for.
Yeah, what a sick game from Olofmeister, really showing up here on Inferno. That was a mad game, and you see the difference, how much TQM has struggled to get into the B-bomb site, and how good it was for Fnatic, right? Because they wait all the way until all the grenades are gone, then they smoke off CT spawn, and which is whoever is playing on the site ends up being just isolated, right?
They just have 2 different ways of holding it. Look at Crims, the way that he holds it. He's constantly holding spools, constantly challenging that smoke, whereas on the Danish side, on that B side, it's like Kerrigan behind second oranges, behind new boxes, a bit more passive, allowing Fnatic to get up onto the site and really directly challenge. I mean, it really didn't work out for the Danish team as far as the hold is concerned. Fnatic just too good, and that's exactly what had to not happen here for, you know, Dupree, Device, and the rest of their ilk.
Well, we will have a bit of a breakdown of that particular map from the homies over at the couch. So, Alex, please take it away.
Thanks very much, Anders and Semler. And the first map does go the way of Fnatic, albeit after a rather almighty second half from TQM. And I mean, my first question to all three of you guys is, like, how can that game feel quite close after that first half?
Fnatic lost both pistols.
Yeah.
Both pistols.
And then,
It's
I mean,
all 6 rounds.
yeah.
It's 6 of what? Within with like a 12?
They got 12 rounds, I think. So it's like half of the rounds that they actually got. But it actually never felt that close, considering that Fnatic had a really, really good CT half. And TQM, I think they had a game plan coming into the actual game, but the game plan was a little bit off because they kept on hitting B, which is not something you want to do against Fnatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of B hits, and there was actually a lot of post plants that I thought
They lost
really
bad
blew.
post plants in the A bomb site. Really bad post plants. One in particular, I remember they had a Tech 9 armor buy, and they had 4 people spread out amongst A, like 1 pit, 1 graveyard, 2 site, and 3 Fnatic members retaking a late retake, and it was pretty clean actually. I think they ended up with like 2 guys alive or something.
Yeah, it was one of those retakes that makes you like,
no, that was
how
the
did
one.
that happen? Like,
Yeah.
How? And there were a couple of those, but also like they only got 1 gun round on their terror side. Like that just, I mean, that goes back to heading over towards the B bomb site where Olaf and Crims are, but like so often. But that just can't happen. You have to get more than 1 gun round. I mean, that's insane.
It does seem like we haven't had an answer yet from any team as to this kind of Fnatic Inferno B hold. Right at the start when we were setting the scene for Fnatic's first game of the Pro League Finals, everyone was like, oh, Inferno, Fnatic's B is kind of like on lock. And even TQM seemed to encounter some struggles when trying to get that bomb down. But yet you said it already, they put a lot of resources into trying to hit that B site.
Yeah, and then also when they went back towards A, like JW was in like vintage bomb site A JW for some time there. I mean, he was a beast over there as well, which was really cool. Always fun to watch that. But like it just seemed like it's that struggle against Fnatic's defense on this map, where even when they were like dominant on it, like by far and away the best team in the world on it, it's like there's nowhere you can go when Olaf and Crims are at B, and then the bomb set A is closed because you're giving up like 1 to 2 players per round at JW if you go A. It's just like a struggle at all times.
Yeah, so the key fundamental difference between the 2 teams right there in that match for me was Fnatic is on point aim-wise right now, and TQM isn't. And if TQM was hitting their shots, that match would have gone completely differently in my eyes, because they would have been able to hold the A bomb site. I mean, that's just simply getting in crossfires and hitting shots, and they just didn't hit shots in those scenarios. On the other hand, you watch Fnatic's CT side, and they were just demolishing people. Like, they weren't doing really too good of fundamental things, CT side. They were just like, Crims was at spool, hitting that shot between the gap of the spool as the guy runs into the site, 2-bulleting him. I mean, they're hitting insane shots all match.
Although, let's talk about that pause, because Fnatic was getting blanked in the second half, and then they called the pause, and that's when like all these shots immediately started missing. Like, it's like that pause, it's like teams just like are like scared of it. Because when they come out of the pause, like, Fnatic still didn't look like they changed too much to what they were doing. It's just all of a sudden TSM members were missing shots, were making, swinging really wide on plays.
Yeah.
It's always the same thing. The team that's not taking the timeout will always overthink the situation.
Yeah.
Whereas like in reality, it's just like, well, let's not think of anything. Like, you just sit there, have a sip of water, don't even say a word, right? Because then you're just gonna end up overthinking it. We saw, I mean, that one situation there where Device and Zipex was at the B bomb site. Device just takes the angle way too wide. Instead of just waiting for Zipex to hold the crossfire for him, you want to jump in when Zipex gets the first peek. Instead, Device peeks all the way at the back of bomb site. He ends up dying. Zipex fails to spray completely, and then just comes to show. It's like, well, then that round is over, right? And then even when they're trying to save their weapons in apartments, they're just spraying, basically around.
Yeah, Olaf just crushed him.
I mean,
right?
I'd love to know a statistic. If anyone's feeling keen with their spreadsheets, knows how to do the stats, just like how often do Fnatic start to look a bit shaky, call a timeout, and then proceed to pick up the win? Because it does feel like the same story again and again, and they seem to have a real success rate, a high success rate, when it does come down to that kind of magical pause. Is that something you've experimented with?
I don't know, but like Fifth said, after that timeout, their strat was to do the wrap split into spawn with guys going B. The guy playing wrap for TQM dropped a Molotov, got a double kill. It was a clean 4v3 at that point. And TQM fought 3 people in CT spawn and died. So, and then the bomb trailed back towards A. The last guy in B ended up rotating and dying to the guy in pool. But they lost 3 people in CT spawn that round.
Oh, this was that Molly kind of ridiculous. I thought he hadn't done enough.
Dupree actually did a great job of holding wrap right here. Both those guys get Molotov'd. And then this is a clean 4 versus 3. Actually, Dennis is half health.
Yeah,
so that's 1 kill there, and then he gets another kill rotating spawn, and then he gets another kill. No, I think Flusha gets
Yeah, you're right. It was
Crims
just
maybe
the
gets
two.
the kill late or something like that.
But the fact that Dennis catches another one here, I mean, that's like a bit of an oversight for KGB.
Yeah.
He approached that quick, kind of quite carelessly as well.
Especially with a guy in the B bomb site still alive. He should know that he can't do that at that point.
Yeah, and Fnatic as well. They don't know the Kerrigan's there, just holding.
Yeah.
It's very difficult if you come from spawn, not knowing where the member that's holding B is actually holding from.
Right.
For all they know, they could have just, been in coils, just holding an angle, right? But yeah, it's very weird. Like, in terms of communication-wise, like Sipix just getting caught off guard there and see the spawn, no idea why.
Yeah, it's just not a fight you need to take. I mean, that's just kind of the thing, too, is the mental mistakes that TQM always starts making when they have a little bit of pressure put onto them. I mean, they made that comeback, and the pause comes in, and then all of a sudden it's just like, the device holding that really wide angle, Zipnik's taking that one-on-one battle in CT spawn. It's like those things, they just get punished.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the second map was. Why have I... Is it Mirage?
Mirage.
It is Mirage.
Yeah.
And third, Dust 2?
Yes.
Yeah. So am I right in saying that we haven't seen Dust 2 yet? I'm like literally racking my brain. I don't
we
think
did see Dust 2 Navi versus LG, where Navi just wrecked Luminosity, 16-5.
Oh, it was super quick. No, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
But not much. I mean, I feel like we've seen
Nice.
it picked an awful lot. I've seen Dust 2 sit around in the veto, just haven't seen too much, of course, big distinct absence of third maps. That's probably why. But let's turn our attention to Mirage, then a map we've seen an awful lot of in contrast to Dust 2. We've seen both of these teams on it. We know both of these teams have a proficiency for it. I'd love to know what you guys are expecting to see kind of now that we've seen what both teams are capable of on it.
I mean, this is TSM's map pick, or XTSM.
Yeah.
And I mean, the pure reason for that is because they have a great CT side. Sipix just does a great job over at B. Kerrigan, best map for him by far. He's just really good on this map overall with the op. Holding B, pushing cat, playing mid, like he's everywhere, and he does a very good job at it. And like Sipix, it's very, I wouldn't say that it's really hard to hold the B bomb side because you don't get a lot of action there. But when the action actually does strike, Sipix does such a great job in staying alive and just causing the XTSM members to be able to rotate fast enough to just help him so good. Like their teamwork on that map is excellent.
So like your primary role as a B player is more survival than fragging, you'd suggest?
Like delaying with nades, Molotov smoke, flashes,
Yeah, and your
allowing the
presence.
cat guy to come, as well as the window rotator too. So, yeah.
It's tough as well, because you always have to be like, you're right, they don't go B that often, but you always have to be prepared for when it does come. Like, you can get lulled into this false sense of security and then just get overran the next round.
Yeah.
So it's like mentally a little bit stressful to play that.
And it's
at
also
times.
mentally because you don't get to see that much action, so that means that your stats, right, will be quite low, and then you're going to be a little bit eager to get on the board, try and help your team, especially if you have a team that goes A a lot. And let's say that your team loses A round after round, and you as a B player are sitting there, it's like, well, I feel useless because I'm not doing anything. And then you might get a little bit too eager. And versus a team like Fnatic, for example, you're going to take advantage of that. So it's very, I'm excited to see this map. Yeah, I called XTSM to actually win Inferno, but I think if they can just shake off at the bad start there with not hitting the shots and just making sure that, okay, this was the warm-up map, let's just go in, this is our map pick, we know that we are good on this map, and we know that we can beat Fnatic on it.
TSM has a really interesting way of playing their defense as well. It's like there's always this battle for mid control on Mirage, and TSM almost at times relinquishes it for free and just says you just can't go any farther. Like normally, like when Terra's team, especially Fnatic, gets that mid control, they're so good at finding a way to manipulate having that control into a pick, into a kill, and then head over towards one of the bomb sites. But TSM is just so good at not even battling for mid control, just isolating a team there and just like destroying them when they try and go anywhere else.
So what, they almost kind of let them walk in and then don't let them leave? Is that what you're suggesting? That's
Yeah,
kind
and it's
of
a hard thing to do. A lot of teams struggle when they lose mid control as CT. You know, it's very easy to just get crushed from there just very quickly. And TSM is one of the teams that handles it so well, in fact, that it's become a strength of their defense.
I mean, when you looked into Fnatic's play, I mean, I assume that that's a team that you're always going to look quite intently at when you're kind of building strategies. What stood out to you on Mirage? Like, this is a map that we've seen Fnatic kind of, I mean, win tournaments on.
Yeah.
What's kind of the standout?
I actually did a lot of in-depth looks at what they were doing at Fragment Masters on Mirage, and even Face It, I believe, what they played before that. And they do a lot of hits on both bomb sites at the same exact time. They'll spread TSM, or XTSM, very thin, and it'll come down to aim battles. And I don't know if they're in the situation right now to win those.
That's exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
You think Fnatic are winning a lot of the aim battles over on Inferno. So, I mean, does that kind of hint at your prediction for this one?
Yeah, it does.
It does, okay. So you're eyeing up Fnatic for the 2-0.
Yeah.
Are we going to say goodbye to the Danes, Fifth?
I mean, the TQM has played actually Mirage this tournament, and that was versus CLG. and they had a really hard time on their T side to manage to get rounds when CLG were just rushing everywhere, right? But it was their C side that saved them. Now, they don't seem that hot right now. I really want to see a third map, but the way that Fnatic are playing and the way that XTSM are playing right now, you know, I got to go with Fnatic.
Lots of doubts towards the boys from TQM. Jason, are you going to follow the pack? Are you going to conform?
Oh man, that's a harsh way to put it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Fnatic as well. And it's just even if they get out to a hot start, you just see like just the way they lost that Inferno, where they had a tough time initially, and then they got themselves back into it, and then they just crumbled under the pressure. Just that collapse, like, just doesn't give me confidence to go with them for a full map.
So 3 votes for Fnatic. That's it. I mean, TQM going to have to prove us wrong. Sean, you're not willing to ride any sort of hype train now after what you saw from Luminosity.
No, I'm all aboard the Fnatic hype train now.
Yeah, all right. So he's on the Fnatic hype train, suggesting we're going to be seeing the boys from Fnatic in the grand final. This is, of course, semi-final number 1. There's a second one coming up as well. So you guys are in for an evening or a morning, wherever you are, of Counter-Strike, and fantastic Counter-Strike at that. Time for your casters, though, for our second map in this best of 3. It's Mirage, and it's Anders and Semler.